Right, hold tight guys, welcome to this week's Plumber Parts video, or this tool video that we're doing. As some of you know, long-time subscribers of the channel, we are doing tool reviews every so often to say, oh, look what I use every week. And today, we're going to be looking at one of the most important tools for a plumber, especially if you do bathroom work and stuff like that, the skill saw. Now, this is not a circular saw. I mean, it is circular and it does go around in little circles, but this is a skill saw. Harry, nod to the camera if you understand what I'm on about. You're lying, I can tell. So yeah, what we're going to talk about today is the skill saw that I use, and I've been using this skill saw now for about 6 months, and I'm happy to be able to give you a review on it. So let's get on with it. Remember, all the tools that we use in this video and all the tools that I review are available on our Amazon tool store, so you can go over there and check them out, links below, but check that out at the end of the video. Remember to hit the subscribe button, the like, and comment below what skill saw you use. So let's get on with this video. Remember everybody, it's a whole tap. Let's do this. So one of the things that you need to consider when you're getting a tool like this is size. That's why I don't really say this is a circular saw, because I do have the circular saw version of this. It's a lot bigger, and you're going to use that more for like taking down big pallets, bits and bobs like that, large plates of wood. Whereas for this, what I tend to use these for in a plumbing world is just taking floorboards up. That's what they're really, really good at. But obviously, as most of you guys know who use a product like this, you'll know that they go really, really deep to about here. So you can easily get through a 2-inch bit, but also you can go nice and shallow, which is probably how most of you are going to be using one of these. One of the beasts when it comes to having a product like this or a tool like this is that you often can't go all the way up to a wall because you get stopped, and it's the same going backwards. And if you've ever tried to get one of these to go backwards as well, you'll know you've really got to hold on tight because they'll catch and sometimes flick out of where you're doing your cut. They are incredibly useful and they're needed for what we want to do. But a few little things that I just want to tell you about the product itself that might help you make a decision as to whether you want to get one because you've already got a set of blades or something like that. So this takes a 20mm spigot on here, and we can lock that off. I mean, when you do change blades over, obviously always take the battery out because that's what we always do on site. You've got a little button around here, you press that in and then that'll lock the blade where it needs to be, and then you'll be able to undo this here with an Allen key. So you get a 4mm Allen key and also the adjustable here that you can undo that with. Once you've taken that off, you'll find that you've got some flat plates under there that mean it will line up and go back together nice and easily when you put it on. It's fairly basic stuff, guys, changing a blade over on one of these. Another thing I would say as well is if you are going to buy a blade, try and buy one with a lot of teeth. Now I think this one here, I don't actually know what it says on it. I think it's got 36 teeth on it. But make sure you get one with a lot of teeth. Don't go too coarse because it tends to rip the hell out of the bit of wood that you're cutting. So that's important as well. When it comes to adjusting the depth, we've got a small adjuster around here. We just loosen that off. It's kind of nice because loosening it off keeps you away from the work area of the blade. And then you can adjust the depth up and down, just like so. So you've got a really, really shallow cut, which is what I'd recommend if it's the first time you're going into a floorboard. Remember, there's wires, there's pipes under there, stuff like that. But also, we've actually got a gauge. It's probably quite difficult for you to see, but we've got a gauge here that tells us exactly the depth that we're going for. Now, I would say use that gauge if you think, oh, I'm on an 18mm bit of floor or something like that. But I'll show you in a minute how we actually use that and how we can get our depths right. So the basics of it are, we can adjust this really easily. We've got a guard on here. We've got our standard little LED light on. And if I just pop this back in. When it comes to just holding it, you've got a nice over the top and then a nice forward and back here if you've got a safety on this. So you can't automatically start it. Something that my old man, for some reason, really struggles with. I don't know why, Dad. What's wrong with you? When it comes to like widths of where you're cutting, we've got a rule gauge on the front here with a 0 that denotes exactly on the center line of our blade, which is standard for these. But there's also a slide-in ruler that you can put for edges that I haven't got in here at the moment, but believe me, it does exist and you can pop that on there as well. When it comes to the batteries that this beast takes, we've got an 8 amp hour Pro Core in here at the moment. These batteries are sick. You can get the 4 amp hour one, which is half the size, which is this little baby here, a lot lighter, lasts ages. We've got an indicator on the back of it as well as to how much battery we've got left. But also, It will take the 12 amp hour one, but think of it, it's a lot deeper. It can kind of get in the way of your cut on your flat if you're really deep. And also it's just quite heavy. So the perfect battery for this is the 8 amp hour battery. I think that's pretty much it. I think I've covered most of the bits off on this beast now. Very, very nice indeed. Why don't we cut a bit of wood now? I'll show you how we mark up and everything. Get a bit cut and then go off and buy one with reckless abandon. Sometimes you've got the edge of the wood there already and you can see that and it's like, oh lovely, I can just take my battery off because I'm safety conscious. Lift this like that, yeah? And lay that flat on there and I can go, wow, I actually need to lift this up a bit. Lift up the blade till it's just there, pretty much. So it's just sticking through. Maybe a bit more. Tighten our back nut up like that. And then we've got this set at exactly the right height to just go through here, just a small amount. I'm just gonna go and get my goggles. Locked and loaded. You now feel like an SAS soldier, Super Army soldiers. Line up the 0 on there, but you're going to see a lot of guys who've used these for years and years and years and years. They're going to actually look and see where the blade comes in. Sometimes you'll even see them being super naughty and moving the guard over so it's open already. But this is for people who know what they're doing and I wouldn't recommend it. Health and safety, guys, all right? So yeah, so we just ride that, speed on. There's how you get your cameras covered in dust, so you know. So that was, look, that was just about the right height. Look at that lovely clean cut as well, very nice indeed. Right, so there's one way to do it. Now I'll show you the other way. This is the way that a lot of you guys are going to be doing. So we've got another whole one there, we've got our bit just there. Now what you do is you set it basically to the lowest point possible and just bring it in just a tiny bit. Lock it in. Now this is when you will see people doing this. You'll see them pull this back like so. So you're actually just using it as almost like a drop saw. You've got your 0 mark on there. You turn it on. That's flat now. And then what you do, you take it off, have a look, and see if you can see darkness or light. You'd get a torch and have a look like that. So we know we're not through there yet. Now we can carry on with our cut. Just like so, and then we're all there. All done. So then guys, there we go. That's how you use one of these without cutting all your fingers, legs, arms and your own head off. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to buy this particular model, like I said, it's on the Amazon store. Also, the batteries and everything are there. Even this is on there, I think. And the little charger as well. Really good charger, by the way. It's got a power boost on it, so it charges up in like 10 minutes. Really, really good. So this is an essential tool for any plumber, especially bathroom fitters, because they're always taking floorboards up. But DIYs could do these as well. If you've already got the batteries, you're going to find one of these bare, what, 100, 150 quid, 200 quid, something like that. So they're really, really good. So make sure you get one, guys, and make sure as well that you hold tight. See you in the next tools video, everybody. Ciao bella. Woo!